that says Cameron SIMMS from Wilson Scott. It's our perspective on our journey with MMA, I think is the best way to call it. So, I need the clicker. So, where did it all start? I started in August, and we had one of our operatives who was badly burned using thermoplastic. As you can see, his face and also his hand, albeit we do provide PPE. As you can see from the picture, he didn't have his gloves on. So last line of defence, wasn't used, catastrophic injuries, 6 months off work, skin grafts, laser treatment, etc, etc. Ethan's kindly let us use these pictures because he wanted to let people see what he's gone through. We were working for Milestone down in Devon when this happened. As you would imagine, investigation took place to see A, why it happened, and also the big question, stop it happening again. Ethan was literally walking down the road, he tripped, got burnt. And that was as simple as it was. So Milestone said, don't want it happening again, what do we need to do? It was quite simple. The answer was simple, don't use hot plastic and it will never get burned again. So they went, yeah, that makes sense, but we know MMA was out there, but for the local authority it was always difficult because curing times, etc, etc. So that's when I rang Russell and said, Russ, we've got a bit of a challenge, can we have a look at this and see what we can do? If you look at road marking, it ain't changed a lot. 1933 to the current day, still men walking down the centre of the road, pushing hot plastic. No trench coats, but some minimal PPE. Also looked at how the road marking industry had really progressed. So it goes all the way back to 1933, products came through, Class B's come into the mix, and then 1972, Spaghetti Junction started, the road markers took off. First rib line in 82. We first dabbled in MMA in 2003. David's with us today, he's still got nightmares of it. Took forever to go off. We sold it on longevity, but it was just a bloody nightmare. So, again, hence the call to Russell to try and sort this out. So we said transforming it across from hot thermoplastic to cold technology. As Russell alluded to earlier on, MMA's been around for ages. First in the aviation industry, sticking windows in aeroplanes, then it went into cars. The shatterproof we used to smack your mate on the knuckles with at school was MMA. Then Russ said about teeth. Cosmetics, when you walk down the high street, that pungent smell of your wife's nails, MMA, and then it's come into the highways industry. We know it works. I see Chloe Cottrell here earlier on from Area 3. In 2020, we started putting MMA on the Area 3 network. National Highways agreed there was an efficiency of 36 million over the life cycle of the contract. We was only beaten by Blacktop purely because they did more of it. So we knew it worked. There's even already a document written by National Highways of how you look after your network with MMA. The big challenge, Russell spoke a lot about it in his presentation, the curing time. It's 20 to 70 minutes in old products, depending on ambient temperature. We wanted to get it down to 2 or 10 minutes. As you see today, it was 2 minutes, so it's working. As a company, with what we were learning with Russell and what we could see the future was going to change, so far we invested 350,000 in new equipment and time in getting this process to go through. The big one, again, what we found with it and what clients are liking to see. We've all spoke about carbon, net zero today, etc., etc. In simple terms, if you're going to go and lay a thermoplastic line, longitudinal line, you're taking 2 vehicles, a 20-ton feeder, 18-ton machine. We can now do it in a 5.5-ton van and a small machine. So purely reduction in the logistics of getting it to site, 77% reduction. Same again for handwork. You're going from a scree truck, so we've got hybrid VW transporters. Again, huge difference, 90% reduction in the travel to site. No hot material, makes life a lot easier. The big thing that we found in our conversations with Devon and with National Highways, there's need investment from the client. This stuff costs more money. No beating around the bush, it does cost more. But what you do get, you get an improved use because of the specification increases, improved network safety, reduction in network, you're not going back to sites as much. Safer for us to put in, which was the start of this entire journey. There is a commercial efficiency in the product. There always was with MMA. We just had to realise it more. And the big one at the top of the pyramid is your carbon reduction. Outcome to date. So, as of the start of this year, Milestone and Devon no longer use thermoplastic on their network. Simon Kane, contract manager for Milestone, has made a statement up there. I'm not going to read it, but they were brilliant in terms of taking this on, seeing what we're going to do. We continue to work with me on certain, especially Russell. I speak to Russell most days. And the biggest thing of all, Ethan come back to work. He's back in the business. He's recovered, and he's enjoying what he does. So, if anything out of it, that's the biggest success story out of all of it. Me done. Any questions? Thank you.